Hi, everybody. We're here with the team from VSP, Greg, Sid, and Nathan. Happy to have them all here today. So let's take a look at a framework that we think about for measuring and planning the workforce. Thinking about the workforce strategy, on the left side of this, we kind of have the, demand planning and the sourcing model and location model, people strategy, acquiring, retaining, and activate, and then these levers that help to optimize technology, analytics, productivity, all of that. When we think about, what was on the right side, which was kind of this balance between internal talent, service providers, contingent workers, Sid or Nathan, do you have any thoughts on that? I know at VSP you use a variety of different, types of resources there. Do you find that, the balance between the different sources of talent change at different times, or how do you manage that?
We definitely do. And I think in my experience, if I'm hiring for just a temporary role, right, let's say it's a busy season, I need to fill that. Typically, the talent that we get isn't top tier talent, right? But if I'm hiring for a full-time position, the talent that I get is much, much greater. So I need to structure not only myself, but the team that temporary talent is going to be on to be able to support that person the best that they can and get that person up to speed the best that they can. So when I think about that aspect, the team has to be trained and ready to accept that kind of external force in, right? But we do that the same with, let's say, SOW and services. Really, it's how do you get that person to feel like they're part of a team without encroaching on co-employment issues, right? But how do you bring that kind of cohesiveness to that external party? And I think it's one of the soft skills that a lot of teams are going to need in the future.
To add on to it, anytime we do look externally for temp workers or towards contractors, we also try to do with the view that potentially that person could evolve into a more longer full-time role. So as Nathan mentioned, even if they don't have the complete skill sets, based on our need and demand, let's get them in the door. And let's see if they are able to kind of not only use their existing skill sets, but also mature and evolve. And we've had some cases where, we've had the opportunity to open up a full-time role and have the contractor kind of eventually cascade into that role. So that works out from a longer-term strategy as well. It also helps us kind of, have a kind of a break-in period where we can, both ways, right? Contractor as well as us can, kind of test from a fit and long-term adaptability standpoint. So it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Amy, it's interesting, the outsourcing category. When you think about business process outsourcing and aligning those services with a third party, that definitely can impact your culture as well as your company's reputation in the marketplace.
Certainly.
There's experiences where, company A is outsourced and it can even be onshore and there's not alignment between the provider and the company, and the customer experience is so different, so vastly different than what they previously received from company A that they run the risk of losing customers. So, the outsourcing, I think there also needs to be alignment with the partner, the service provider, as well as with the company. And I know companies have tried to address that, but I think as we look, and maybe outsourcing is going through, change today with more onshore versus nearshore, offshore, but I think there needs to be more cultural alignment with the service provider.